Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. It is More Than a Message here today with another pick a card reading. We are going to be checking in today and see what is blocking you currently in regards to whatever situation that you're kind of thinking about. We'll find out a little bit more in the piles. As always, we have 3 piles to choose from today. Pile number 1 is going to be the Zombie Tarot with this piece of clear quartz. Pile number 2 is going to be the Cozy Witch Tarot with this lovely blue agate piece. And then for our 3rd pile, we have the Game of Thrones Tarot and this piece of white howlite. So, as always, this is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. As well as any reference to divine feminine or divine masculine, all has to do with energy, has nothing to do with gender. Everybody is welcome here. I am also now available for personal readings. If you are interested, you can always send me an email at morethanamessage@gmail.com and I will get back to you on that. Otherwise, sit, meditate over the piles, see which one is resonating and calling out to you the most, and I will see you in your reading. Hi, pile 1. If you guys chose the Zombie Tarot and this piece of clear quartz, this is going to be your reading for today. We're going to be checking in and seeing what is blocking you currently. It was kind of interesting, even in the intro that I just recorded, like, I'm already getting like waves of nausea. So I don't know if you've been feeling a little bit nauseous lately. I don't know if that's just kind of going to come through for all of the piles at the moment, just because I feel like it was like the second that I decided to do, what is blocking you currently, and was about to sit down and get ready for my readings, that was like the second that I started to get like a little bit of waves of nausea. So if that is kind of how you've been feeling a little bit lately, we are going to dive in and see what is blocking you currently. Pile number 1. What is currently blocking pile number 1? Wow, things are wanting to fly out pretty fast for you guys. All right, we have the Hermit, the 7 of Hazards, or the 7 of Pentacles. We have the Page of Swords, the King of Cups, the 6 of Wands, the 9 of Hazards, or the 9 of Pentacles, and then the Strength card. Okay. Currently, right now, I feel like you've almost been purposely putting yourself into kind of a self-isolation mode. I think that there was possibly a bad breakup or a bad situation in regards to like romantic or relationships. It doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. It could be like a career partnership, or even along the lines of like family members or even children if you have some yourself. I feel like there has been some conflict in this area of your life. I think that there are buildings and foundations that I feel like you're really blocking yourself is kind of the energy, because there's a lot of successful, like there's good cards that are out on this deck, but I feel like you're almost purposely putting yourself into a self-isolation period. Again, I think it kind of has to do with more of this emotional situation. I think that you are very secure in like your finances and being able to really charge forward in certain areas of your life. I think that that has to do, obviously, again, more with financial or material means. I think that that also possibly has to do with that kind of children children energy that's been coming through. So if you've just been having to kind of charge through, mainly just focusing on your children, making sure that they are all well and taken care of, and just kind of going through the mundane day to day, I think that there's some stuff that you need to reflect on and get the strength to kind of bite that bullet and have that kind of thought process going through. But I think you've been kind of almost like dissociating out of having to process or deal with whatever situation emotionally that you haven't necessarily addressed yet. You could be kind of reading, going into video games, some types of craft projects. Those could be something that you're really focusing on at this time to kind of not ruminate and think about this emotional situation. So if that sounds like you and the energy is resonating for you, we are going to dive in, get some oracle cards, and get some additional message and advice for you guys today. We're going to first start off with our Earth Magic Oracle cards. This is actually the first Oracle card deck that I ever got. So this one is definitely holds a little special place in my heart. But for pile 1, Lotus Flowers, Unfoldment. Yeah, I feel like there's something yet to unfold emotionally for you. Again, Lotus Flowers, I am very much, is a very strong symbol for me as well. But they're kind of, the symbolism is rising through the muck and all the mud and the water and all that dirty nonsense to be able to come to the surface and be such a beautiful flower and bloom in such a harsh environment. They're also, I actually haven't really noticed that before. There's a hand that's cradling the sun here. So there might just be a necessary, care and a necessary like gentleness that you need to, and we have love and compassion at the bottom of the deck. Just this sense of like nurturing and being graceful with yourself during this time. Like, you don't need to have it all together all the time, and that is completely okay. It is okay to fall apart occasionally. You don't always need to be very, very strong and secure. You're allowed to have emotions and process your emotions, because if you're not, you're ultimately blocking things and ultimately blocking more abundance and more wish fulfilling energy from coming forward for you. So let's now get a mind info oracle. We're going to dive into more of the message decks here. See what spiritual guidance wants to come through for our lovely pile 1s. Break free. You're being asked to break free from the tribe in order to live your authentic life. It could be around family stuff. This isn't easy, but it's very necessary if you're going to share your true self with others. Be brave, be real, be you, and trust that those who love you will always be there for you. All right. Let's get an angel number here now. This is a newer deck that I have. I've been utilizing it a little bit more on my newer TikTok account that is linked on my channel if you are interested in more of those short form messages. We have 999, release. Balance, financial growth, success, life cycles, karma, transformation, and renewal. Your current circumstances are ending, opening the door to better opportunities. If you're facing significant changes, consider viewing your life as a series of cycles or chapters. Embrace the transition by making room for new experiences and welcoming fresh beginnings into your life. Yeah, unfortunately, pile 1, I do think that you are blocking yourself, which we all kind of do sometimes a little bit. Sometimes it's some subconscious thing. We're not even realizing we're doing it. So hopefully, again, these messages and these guidance are able to kind of put things in a little bit more perspective for you and are hopefully able to help you out during this time, because I have definitely been there We've also just had a lot of really intense energy lately with all the planetary stuff. Beetles could be a significant symbol for you as well, but such beautiful energy and beautiful imagery. I feel like this is kind of like there's something intuitive transform. You could be going through kind of a dark night of the soul energy, but there's something that's alchemizing for you. And again, you kind of need to go through this transition and being able to actually process instead of just kind of like dissociating out of it. But we have infinite. As Lemurians were only partially incarnated, their bodies were much lighter, less physically actualized, and less affected by aging. They were also aware of their infinite nature. This card of rebirth can appear after challenges that have required a level of surrender. You have arrived at a beginning. Revel in your newfound inner freedom. Blockages have fallen away, and there are opportunities to step into. Stretch your wings and arise like a phoenix, born anew, ready for a new cycle of growth. Celebrate, honor the road that brought you here, and prepare to take flight with the tools that you have gathered through your elevation process. Some beautiful energy. I'm also now, like, I was nauseous at the beginning of this reading, but I, like, as I'm talking through this, I'm feeling that coming through. You could be having physical symptoms again during this time that have just kind of been, you know, causing some issues. But let's actually get a crystal card here to see what crystal you could benefit from working with the most during this time. Clear quartz could be a significant one as well, since that is the crystal assigned to your guys' pile for today. Ooh. You guys are getting two. We got hematite for concentration and Veracruz amethyst for contentment. All right. And then we're gonna go into my homemade deck. I actually just got some new fun paper that was on sale at Michael's the other day. So I should be making a newer homemade deck somewhat soonish. We have almost there. I love that. I love that. I love that. All right. And finally, last but not least, we are going to do a postcard from Spirit. Just 11:11 on the timer. Do our final postcard as always to close out your guys' reading for today. So, for our lovely pile ones, what final message do we have for them today, Spirit? What final message do we have for our lovely, lovely pile ones? Right. Dearest you, on Earth, humans learn about life by telling stories and creating new ones based on shared experiences. Eventually, after repeating one often enough, it becomes your main story that you use to define yourself in the world. So to get the answers you seek, you must get vulnerable and hear your story when you can tell it. Ask, why do you tell it? Is it really true? What else can be true? Can you see the truth that spirit is in all things? Do you see how others' stories overlap and intertwine? Spirit loves stories, for they are like blueprints for co-creation. So tell the one we know to be true about you. A story of courage, gratitude, and honesty. Tell an empowered story about well-being, wisdom, and grace. You will experience your world according to the story you tell about it, so make sure they're stories you're proud of. Genuine Loving Fan Club. All right, pile number one. I hope that was helpful and resonated for you guys. If it did, leave a little like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you are not already. If it didn't resonate for you, you guys can always choose another pile, choose another reading, or I might just not be your reader for today, and that is totally cool. I am also now available for personal readings. If you are interested, you can always send me an email at morethanamessage@gmail.com, and I will get back to you on that. Otherwise, I am sending you much love and light in this journey, guys, and I will see you in the next reading. Bye. Hi, pile 2. If you guys chose the Cozy Witch Tarot and this piece of agate, this is going to be your reading for today. We're going to be checking in and seeing what is currently blocking you at this time. So we're going to just check and see where your energy is at and what seems to be coming through with what's blocking you at this time. So we will see for our lovely pile 2s what is blocking our lovely pile 2s during this time, Spirit. What is blocking our lovely pile 2s? What is blocking our lovely pile 2s? We have Good Luck Charm, which with this deck is the Wheel of Fortune. If nothing seems to be going your way, cast a spell. Oh, I think we got all of our cards then. 10 of Pentacles, having it all looks different to everyone. The 9 of Pentacles, pause and savor the results of your success. Queen of Pentacles, there's no need to sacrifice. You can have it all. 9 of Swords, we all get a bit carried away with our worries sometimes. 6 of Wands, you're kind of a big deal, so start acting like it. And then one more, Spirit. This is a bit bigger of a deck than the other two, so this one try to get as visible on screen as possible. I eventually want to get a bit bigger of a desk, so it's a bit nicer. We have Knight of Pentacles. Slowly but surely, you're going places. Okay, so for this pile, I feel like you guys have been going at a steady and slow pace and working on a big project or something like a passion project. You could be working on like your dream home or just, yeah, a personal business. That kind of energy is what's coming through. I think ultimately what's been blocking this energy or what's been blocking things for you, honestly, has just been time, just timing. I think that there's been a lot of things where just a lot of unfortunate circumstances of things not in your control that have been kind of delaying this process. So I don't think that there's anything necessarily on your part that is really blocking things for you. I think it is kind of other people's energy and other life circumstances and other things that have been kind of delaying and blocking whatever it is that you've been working on, what you've been striving for, and where you've kind of envisioned your next steps being. I feel like you really do have your vision, you have your sights set on something, and I think that you've been working very, very hard for these things. It is ultimately going to be very successful. However, again, I think that there's been a lot of different hiccups along the way, or there might have been certain circumstances where there might have been a specific way that you wanted things to be done, but actually the way that they would be the best handled is in a completely different way that you might have not have necessarily known even existed, is kind of what I'm getting. I think that there is a lot of divine timing in the circumstances for you guys, which is always not the funnest thing to hear about, divine timing. I like to call it divine aligning at this point, because timing is all relative when it comes to energy and when it comes to spiritual stuff. I think it is more along the lines of divine alignment, and when things are aligning in a specific time frame because the energy is in sync finally. So I think that there again has been, your fruits of your labor are going to end up paying off. I think it's just time. You could be potentially, you know, some of you guys could be readers yourselves or be starting up YouTube channel or content. And again, it's just going to take time. You're going to need to build up those foundations, and it's going to just take time is really, really time is what's coming through. I just kind of got a little flash of the rabbit from Alice in Wonderland, so that could be a significant thing for you, or a significant story. I know it is for me. But let's start diving into oracle cards, see if that is actually resonating for you during this time. I have the wolf instinct. Yeah, I feel like you already have, you know where you're going. You know what you want to do. You have the natural instincts for it. It's just, things need, like, I don't want to keep saying time, but time needs to pass. That's ultimately the main message that's been coming through for your guys' pile. I just don't want to keep reiterating that same thing, but keep working, keep chugging along. You're doing great. Miracles. You're being asked to pay extra close attention to all the big and small miracles that have already occurred in your life, and also to those that are currently occurring and are still to come. Miracles surround you. Be on the lookout for them. I love that. I feel like it's gonna be like, okay, when is this coming? When is this coming? When is this coming? When is this coming? And then the second that you're just like, okay, whatever, it's gonna just hit. Let's get an angel number. Ooh, that flew out like immediately. Did you just see that? I have 1515, the big break. Yeah, you guys have been working on a project and you're about to hit it big. Innovation, focus, creation, progress, momentum, mastery, achievement, and passion. An exciting opportunity, support, or extra resources are heading your way. Keep moving forward with enthusiasm and enjoy the process. True success comes from passion, and your dedication will be handsomely rewarded. Right. I love that. I love that. I love that. All right. Let's do a Beyond Lumeria card. Spirit, what do we have? Ooh. Yeah. Beautiful card. I don't think I've ever seen this imagery before. Snakes could be a significant for you, or feathers. I have sacral chakra, core of creation. Revel in the present moment and feel deeply into your senses. The sensuality of being alive, the breeze on your skin, the scent of damp earth, the feeling of aligning perfectly into the temple you call your body. What did I say about alignment? This card is about diving into the depths of the present moment where all your faculties are available for divine creation. Nothing is left in the past or caught in the future. All of who you are unites in a moment of ecstatic conception. Let yourself drop into passion, intimacy, and loving connection with whatever you are birthing into the world and with whomever you have chosen to co-create. All right. Let's now get a couple of crystal cards. These could be crystals that you would benefit most from working at this time. Agates could actually be also significant for you, but one more, Spirit. What other crystal could they benefit from working through this time for our lovely pile twos? Right, we have the Harlequin Quartz, Inspiration, and Aquamarine, Adaptability. Yeah, I feel like if you've been working on like construction stuff, like just project delays, just like contracting delays, like that's the energy that's been coming through. It has nothing to do with you. It has external circumstances. All right, do a homemade message on the homemade deck. I did just get a new paper from Michael's the other day, so should be making another new homemade deck somewhat soon. I'm still trying to decide what kind of topic that I want to have it. It wasn't your fault. What was I saying? Guys, none of this has to do with you. It's all been external circumstances blocking this situation from coming in. But it's gonna come in. Just timing. All right, but let's get our final message for you guys here today for our lovely pile twos. Right. Spirit, what final message today do we have for our lovely, lovely pile twos? What final message do we have, Spirit, for our lovely pile twos? Okay, we're only going to take that top one. Alright. Dearest you, you have a secret for you, or we have a secret for you. The more you think you know, the less you actually do. So if you're willing to keep an open mind, you will avoid the narrow confines of the know-it-all and open up to the unlimited potential that can be discovered only by the curious optimist. Curiosity allows you to discover new things, see the world from a different perspective, and find answers to questions you might not even know you have. Right now, whatever is going on, it's important to know that you are not aware of all the aspects of it you need to see to make an informed choice. You might be projecting a story that isn't totally true, so moving forward, your mantra could be, I don't know, or that's interesting. As you keep your mind and heart open to new experiences and a richer existence overall, all of us over here want you to be all you can be. We are cheering for you. Can you hear us? Alright, pile two. I hope that was helpful and resonated for you guys. If it did, leave a little like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you are not already. If it didn't resonate for you guys, you can always choose another pile, choose another reading, or I might just not be your reader for today, and that is totally cool. But I am now also available for personal readings. If you are interested, you can always send me a message at morethanamessage@gmail.com, and I will get back to you on that. Otherwise, sending you much love and light in this journey, guys, and I will see you in the next reading. Bye! Hi pile 3, if you guys chose the Game of Thrones tarot and this piece of white highlight, this is going to be your reading for today. We are going to be checking in and seeing what is blocking you currently and see what advice Spirit has for you during this time. It's been a little bit different for each pile today, so I am interested to see what is coming through for this pile. I actually haven't used this deck in quite a while, but I was getting called to use it today, so we will see what wants to come through for our lovely pile 3s. Spirit, what is blocking our lovely pile 3s during this time? What is blocking our lovely pile 3? 6 of Coins, the Lovers, Knight of Spears. There could be financial things. I'm kind of getting possibly a divorce. I want to take the Lovers in reverse, but I don't want to take the Knight of Spears in reverse, which is interesting. The rest of these I want upright, but I'm getting, yeah. I feel like there could potentially be a breakup, divorce situation, that type of energy that is coming through. Finances are a very, very strong energy. Also just maintaining and keeping boundaries is another strong messaging coming through as well. So I think what's blocking things for you guys during this time is kind of the emotional and financial burdens of this current situation. Again, it doesn't necessarily have to be a divorce or a breakup with somebody romantically. It could even be a work kind of situation, leaving a job or leaving a partnership with somebody. If you were in business together, that kind of stuff is coming through. Definitely a lot of blockages when it comes to financial means, as well as communication is kind of what's coming through as well. I do think that there is going to be a positive outcome, but I think that there are some financial things that are kind of stagnating this energy from moving forward. I think that, yeah, I'm honestly, divorce is the strongest thing that is coming through. And I don't think that that's necessarily like, oh, it's blocking me. I think it is the financial situation and the court law. Like, there's definitely contracts, like it has to do with contractual things and dealing with those elements of it. There could be delays in, again, communications between lawyers. There's definitely law elements to this as well. Law, finances, and dealing with some type of partnership. So I think that that is the main blockage of energy that is coming through. I think that there are new beginnings that are going to happen here quite soon for you. I think that it just has to deal with whatever this contract situation that needs to be handled, dealt with. Boundaries need to be held and kept with on certain circumstances. So for instance, if there is a particular clause or a particular kind of bargaining point in whatever like contract situation. So for instance, if you are like filing for like full custody, you're not stepping back from that. Or if you are like, I want 30% of the business, keeping and sticking to your word and sticking to the decision that you made in regards to whatever the situation is. Only you are going to kind of know what the actual circumstances for what's going on for you, but those are the kind of few storylines that are kind of coming through the most prominently for me. Because yeah, it could be business, it could be with a relationship, it could even be almost like family matters. So for some of you, if like you have a trust, that type of stuff, or you know, even potentially assets being given to you after somebody's potentially passed away. There's a lot of things that are blocking and delaying it when it comes to finances and being able to go and take the next steps. Wish fulfillment is coming. Just keep up your boundaries. Make sure that you are aware of all of the situations and the matters. Keep true to what you want. It's slow and steady, but it is going to be coming through and coming in. It just might take a little bit of time. So if that sounds like you and resonating for you, we are going to get oracle card here and then dive into some message decks and get some more spiritual advice for you guys during this time. But let's see, Spirit, for our lovely pile threes, what wants to come through for our lovely pile threes? Meadow, vulnerability. So there could be a level of opening up to the current circumstances, and like if you do need help or you do need assistance and those type of things, or giving more of your reasoning behind your like hard I'm not budging on these like few clauses type thing, you might need to be a little bit vulnerable and open up on your reasoning behind those certain circumstances, because I think that ultimately that is going to be kind of the successful point. Heart chakra could be significant too, working and healing through that. Again, if that was kind of a romantic situation or a divorce, really just letting yourself release that and release those energies. It could have been a very amicable situation, you know what I mean? Like I feel like that's why I'm getting certain boundaries, because I feel like there is still like love there. This could be somebody that you had children with and that kind of a thing. I mean, I did mention custody stuff earlier, so that it could be strong for a select few of you. But let's get some spiritual messages for some guidance and advice. A lovely pile threes. Connect. You're being asked to connect with others in meaningful ways. Sometimes it's helpful to get new perspectives and to simply be around other people. You're in need of this right now, and deep connections will benefit you in many ways. Right. Let's now get an angel number for our pile threes. Spirit, what wants to come through for our lovely pile threes for an angel number? All right, 1331. Good fortune, guidance, clarity, major change, self-reliance, individuality, comfort, and prosperity. Trust in your skills and talents. They are the keys to a bright future. A piece of valuable advice, a moment of clarity, or a comforting message is headed your way. Everything is aligning in your favor, and success is within reach. Love that. That's a nice little message here coming through you for you guys, especially if you've been having to hold and maintain these boundaries for quite a while. Alright, pile 3. Spirit, what wants to come through? Loving compassion. Getting throat chakra, third eye, and crown. Bring more love to a situation, whether it is towards yourself or someone connected to the question. There may be a need for forgiveness or for seeing things from a fresh, more expansive perspective. Remember, you are loved and have unlimited access to the gentle yet transformational force of loving compassion as and when you need it. To bring yourself back into your heart, think about those you love and moments with them where you have felt joy. Expand this feeling out to more and more people, creatures, and places until the whole planet is infused with this beautiful, warm, and loving feeling. This is, this very strong messaging coming through this pile, and I think that things are moving in a more positive direction. That's for sure. But there's a vulnerability and emotions that need to kind of rise, and you might need to communicate. Let's see now what crystal could be most beneficial during this time. How light could also be a significant one. Sunstone, leadership. One more, spirit. And we have smoky quartz for security. Alright. Do our homemade deck. I did just get some new paper at Michael's the other day that was on sale. I still want to decide what topic, but should be making another homemade deck somewhat soon for the channel. Libra. All right, Libra season could be significant, or you could have strong Libra placements. I am a Libra myself, so a little biased. Let's get our postcard from Spirit, as always, to close out your guys' reading for today. All right, pile 3. We are just going to take that top one. All right. Dear you, human beings spend a huge percentage of life asleep, not just in bed, but the kind where you forget you are a spiritual, immortal being taking on a temporary human form. It's not your fault. Everyone suffers from spiritual amnesia once in a while. As you develop an identity, an ego, you begin to see through the eyes of a small self and have less connection to your soul self. You may not recognize this is going on, but you sure can feel it. We're here to remind you to look through your soul's eyes and see that magic is everywhere. Infinite potential lies in spirit, who is teaming with you to fulfill the contract you made to contribute to the evolution of the whole world. Wake up and remember that all the help you need is orchestrated in the invisible realms. Your mind, in alignment with divine intelligence, is unstoppable. The world is yours to co-create. You are so loved, and we are all behind you. All right, pile 3. I hope that was helpful and resonated for you guys. If it did, leave a little like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you are not already. If it didn't resonate for you, you can always choose another pile, choose another reading, or I might just not be your reader for today, and that is totally cool. I am now available for personal readings. If you guys are interested, you can always send me an email at morethanamessage@gmail.com, and I will get back to you on that. Otherwise, I wishing you much love and light in this journey, guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.